Hey guys and welcome. Today, of course, we had the reveal for Hazard Zone and all of the information officially from DICE and Battlefield about the mode. Now, a couple of things to mention at the start of the video: that this game mode will not be free to play and that it will come at launch with the game, and yeah, you have to buy the game to play it essentially, which really disappointing. I don't think that's the right move, but again, I did another video going into detail and talking about my opinions and things, which I'll leave on screen right now. You can go back and watch that as well on the channel. But it's also interesting to note as well that this game mode is not what I was expecting, in a sense that a lot of the things that we were told that potentially are going to be in the game, or perceived that were going to be in the game, because it being similar to Escape from Tarkov and things along those lines, there were no mention of a lot of those things. And yeah, it gets me thinking that this may be going down potentially the wrong route. But anyway, I want to go in detail in this video and talk about everything, that my opinions, of course, and of course to let you guys know everything that is confirmed at the moment and what the game mode is going to play out like. But guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, starting off with what the game mode is going to be about. So in the trailer, we had a couple of little bits that are going through that were essentially text on the screen telling us what we can do. So I'm going to simplify those in this video. The first thing is to enter the hazard zone via a helicopter. You'll be in a team of 4 when you enter the hazard zone, and this is where you start your journey. You then, obviously, every squad for themselves. There's 32 players per lobby on next-gen consoles, 24 for previous gen, 32 players, and each player is a part of a team of 4. Now, once you then go into the hazard zone and you are then allowed to move and walk around, you have got to find out and secure data drives. Now, these data drives will randomly fly in at the map at any time, some bigger, some smaller, and it's your job and your objective to obtain these data drives from these crashed satellites. So there's no confirmation of how long a game mode can go on for or anything along those lines. We just know so far that you just have to collect these drives. There's no other objectives at the moment. For me, it looks as though that when you collect one of these data drives, the other teams in the lobby will be notified that that drive has now been collected by yourself, and they've essentially got to try and take you out to obtain it. Once they've obtained that data drive, it is their objective to extract. Once they've extracted, they get something called an extraction streak. So each extraction you get builds up your extraction streak, which will then essentially make it cheaper for you to buy things in the black market with the dark market coins. That's essentially what Hazard Zone is. And the things you can buy in the dark market, for what we know so far, are things like field upgrades. So there's no actual confirmation on whether there's going to be weapons, armor, or anything in there on there yet. I presume there will be, because also one of the things that was mentioned as well, and that we already know from the leaks, is that when you go into a game with a set of gear, you have the chance or the percentage to lose that gear if you die as well. There are field upgrades which allow you to insure your gear, where you get 25% of that gear's worth back if you are to die. But again, if you go in and die, you lose everything that you've had. So you've got to try and rebuild and regain after you've lost it. So yeah, it's a risk and reward game mode. As of now, there's no confirmation around the looting system, if there is going to be one. So if you kill a team of 4, can you loot each body and obtain their weapons, gear, intel, stuff like that? There's no confirmation around that just as of yet. We haven't really seen any gameplay, to be fair. We've only really had a cinematic trailer and then a couple of seconds of gameplay. But there's also around AIs in the game as well. There's going to be multiple different factions of AIs that are going to be based in the hazard zone, as well as the 32 players and the teams of 4 as well. So when you are looking out for players, you've got to be wary of AIs. When you're looking out for AIs, you've got to be wary of players. And I believe these AIs are going to be able to have, again, data for data drives potentially. They're also going to be able to have objective based things as well. So again, the AIs are going to play a big part in it too, as well as the players and the intel you get from the satellites. Of course, vehicles are going to be in the mode as well. So there'll be planes. There'll also be obviously what we've seen in the trailer. So just normal jeeps, tanks, stuff like that. So again, making it more Battlefield. And all of the games of Hazard Zone you're going to play are going to be based on the maps within Battlefield. So they're all going to be based on all-out warfare maps. There's not going to be any Hazard Zone maps that are made just for the mode. They're basically just going to be reusing the same maps that are going to be in all-out warfare and the maps you can use in Portal. For me, if this game doesn't have looting, if it doesn't have a sophisticated black market where you can buy armor pieces and really go into to customize your soldier and allow it to be its own mode, I think it's going to flop. I'm going to be completely honest here, guys. One of the things that I'm really disappointed with is the fact that they're repeating what they're doing with Firestorm. Firestorm, of course, in Battlefield 5 was the Battle Royale. You've probably never heard of it because no one ever really plays it, and it was just god-awful. One of the biggest problems with that as well, and the reason why it did fail, was because it was hidden and locked behind a paywall. You had to buy the game Battlefield 5 in order to play Firestorm. If you didn't buy the game, you couldn't play it because it isn't free to play. And this is the same with Hazard Zone. For me, it sounds a bit like a B-Tech Tarkov, to be quite honest with you guys, and I don't know how I feel about that. For me, a lot of the leaks were pointing towards this being a mode where you can go in, loot different things, get these drives which are not objective, which are not mandatory, and you could literally escape whenever you wanted to with the loot you've obtained, and you can then gear up again and go back for these drives. To me, that's not how it obviously is working now. What it sounds like is that these data drives are mandatory, and that is the game mode. The game mode is you've got to collect these drives, hold on to it, and then escape. That's it. That's all we've got to do. So I don't know. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I think we can't really judge it until we've played the game. I 100% agree with that. This could be the best thing ever. This could be the best mode we've ever played in our lives, but we don't know that because we've never played it. We need to get some hands on. We need to get some gameplay with it. I'd like to see maybe a beta for Hazard Zone so they could basically just see what our reaction to it is. For me, I'm more disappointed that it's not what I thought it was going to be. From all the leaks and all the visions and things like that, what I thought it was potentially going to be from what it sounded like, especially with it being compared to Tarkov and Escape from Showdown, I thought it was going to be this crazy battlefield experience where you could go into the black market, earn this currency, buy different armor, gear, meds, different ammo calibers, stuff like that, and the different magazines, different attachments for your weapons to go into these modes, to be really stealthy, to take out of these enemies, to gain more XP, or to progress in the storyline by getting this intel. But again, it wasn't mandatory, and that you could just go in, have fun, and make some sick plays and play how you want. I thought that was how it was going to be, but it doesn't seem like that. You jump into a game, you basically have to try and find this intel, get it, and then just extract. And if you die, you've lost it. If you don't die and you extract, you just get your extraction streak. And of course, that's it. The thing is as well, there could be two winners here. Not necessarily winners, but two teams can extract. There's two winners. I don't really understand that, but anyway, that's the breakdown of Hazard Zone as of now. Again, I'm going to stay optimistic. I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to shit on the mode because we haven't seen any proper gameplay of it yet. Once we've played it, or once we've got gameplay, that's when I will give my proper critique on the mode. But this does also leave the door open for speculation as to what potentially DICE are thinking of doing for their free-to-play mode, because it was rumored that there was going to be a free-to-play mode in Battlefield 2042. If it isn't Hazard Zone, what is it? It's not going to be Portal, obviously it isn't Hazard Zone, and it won't be All Out Warfare, so there has to be a fourth entity somewhere. Is that going to be a big battle royale coming in 2022? Would you be happy with that? Let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Drop a like if you have. I know there's been 4 videos out today, but again, we've got to try and get the scoop out to everyone. But yeah, hope you have enjoyed. Drop a like if you even have, and yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. See you all in the next one.